I think Eric's going to do a one-man show. Eric from Main Street. He's going to do a one-man show. Or two. So glad everybody's here. This happy 2025, all. I'm going to jump in and get us started. We have big plans this year. When I say we, I mean folks from a couple of states and a couple of counties and 100 and some odd members of the Trinidad Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce. We've recently hired SJS Law Firm out of Colorado Springs. They helped the Canyon City Chamber of Commerce become the Royal Gorge Chamber Alliance. The former was failing, the latter is taking. More and more organizations across the country are moving to a regional stance and a regional kind of foundation organization. Because what we've all found is, alone we're just too small, and alone we don't have enough money, and alone we don't have enough resources. But we have historically connected communities here. Huerfano County, Los Animas County, and Colfax County are historically connected. We have so many connections, not just road and rail, but just people and businesses and ownership and employees and school and those kind of important things. So to the board, it made sense for us to move in this direction because it seems the success model to follow. And so we'll start with a DBA that will utilize the current 501c6 structure that we have right now, because we don't want the Trinidad Los Angeles County Chamber of Commerce to go away. It's 143 years. We're the second oldest Chamber of Commerce in the state. The only one older is the Greater Denver Chamber of Commerce, and they got us by a couple of years. Okay, we're going to be we're celebrating things at the college. What, 100 years here this year? State 150 years here coming up.
1925. So right
The
there.
state 150 years coming. The country. We've got a lot of things going on, but we were here 143 years ago. Folks sitting at different tables, representing different businesses, building all the businesses and structures that we find across our whole 3 counties. And so we want to expand about that. We'll be opening up new bank accounts. We'll be opening membership to any and all businesses and organizations with our service area sometime this month. We'll start that open up. There's a lot of web work we need to do on the platform that we're in right now. We'll be creating a new 501c3. And this will be the regional foundation. A problem that 501c6s have, which are chambers of commerce, is the only way you can make money is if you sell memberships, you get corporate sponsorships, or you do events and you become an event coordinating business, okay? Events hurt us for a long period of time because we make enough money to do the event, but not enough money to pay all the bills, sometimes to pay for the event and put something in our coffers. And so the 501c6, the chamber, will be funded by dues. And our main goal there is to cover the expenses of the chamber and our partner organizations and an executive director. Okay, so that will have a real, we'll be able to put a budget together with that. We'll be able to look at real numbers like you would in your business, and we'll be able to put that together. The 501c3, and many of you know more about this than I, but I'm not alone in what we're trying to do, and we'll call you in. But a 501c3 allows for donations. It allows for you to go for competitive grants. It allows for you to go to funding sources that are out there. See, the thing is, there's money on the sidelines right now in great quantities for the things we're wanting to do. A Chamber of Commerce can't access any of those funds. Can't access any of those funds. And what we sometimes say out loud is that, folks up north forget that Los Angeles County, Huerfano County, and we're part of them. And our neighbors to the south, our neighbors in Colfax and Raton, sometimes have the same feeling with regards to New Mexico and how they're perceived. And so together we think we'll kind of do more. We will be standing up a 9-member. Some of this stuff is repetitive. I've shared it before, but that's the point here, is to stay on course. Set up a 9-member task force to help guide us through this process. 3 members from each county will help organize. Those will be the folks who will help work with the attorney. Those will be the folks to make sure that we're visioning correctly, we're imagining the right things, that everybody has something in it that gains them and their organizations. Because I was sharing earlier that when that biofuel company came and talking to Trinidad, had we all been together at that time, we could have easily said, the train doesn't stop in Trinidad for what you need, but it stops in Walsenburg, stops in Huerfano County. There are things that Colfax and Raton do that we can't do. There are things that we can do that maybe they can't do best. And there are things that Huerfano can do that maybe they do best. What we want to try and do is the group of folks that are working together, and you're going to meet them here in a moment, so we can set the table for what we're going to try and work out in this journey. But what we've looked at is that there are assets we have, and some of the things we're doing as that 9-member panel is looking at what's the inventory of what we do best. And there are things that Colorado helps fund and is doing that maybe New Mexico isn't doing, and vice versa. So we want to actually utilize what we have. And so the Trinidad Los Animas County Chamber Board is very pleased to have with us today our founding partners. They're with us, and I asked them today just to share their thoughts. They're going to take about 5-10 minutes, whatever they're comfortable with. Vision, and like I said, help set the table for the successful expansion that I hope we all believe will benefit our region. You know, I hope we all are looking at this as a potential answer to some of the things that really were hard for us individually to do. And so we have Rick Mentes with the Raton town manager is here with us. Rick, thank you. Cynthia Molina, she is Raton's Community and Economic Development. Cynthia, thank you for being here. Ann Thies, Better City consultant for Raton. She's been Raton in certain areas are ahead of us, and I think we can model some of the success they've had. We have Carlton Craw with the Huerfano County Economic Development Director, doing also really good things. Grow Raton has been stood up again. It's going. The members of that community decided, you know what, we want that. I think they're going to maybe take the focus a little, maybe a little different, but they're still there, so that's an organization that's going. And I know Carlton's working in Huerfano to stand up a Huerfano County Chamber of Commerce, okay? Again, our goal is to be an alliance, whether we use that word or not, so all those organizations can join us and we can help them go and grow together. We have Christine Loudon, Executive Director of the Emerging Campus Trinidad. There's good stuff happening over there. I kind of think when I'm seeing all this stuff, and we have Mayor Griego with us now, and so I kind of think that some of the stuff many of you have been working on for several years is starting to take shape and show seeds this year. There's just so many things happening that we've worked on for a long time that are kind of happening here. Keely Williams will be one of the 3 from Los Animas County, Trinidad Los Animas County. She has a vast experience in economic development. But Keely will be opening us. There's several seats that each area will seat their representatives, okay? So Rick, the platform is yours. Take 5-10 minutes, and then we'll bring our other partners in succession. I didn't share this note out there, but with Dr. Epper here, there's some really good things going on at the college as well. And so I've asked Dr. Epper to, at the end, kind of tie things up for us. So Rick, thanks so much. I don't know if it's on.
It's not on, so I'll try to speak up. Good afternoon. My name is Rick Mestis. I am the city manager for Raton. Just a few things about me. I am a Trinidad native. I was born at Mount San Rafael Hospital. My dad is from Raton. My mom is from Aguilar. Half of my family was born at the hospital in Walsenburg. And all my family ties are in northern New Mexico and southern Colorado. I left Trinidad about 43 years ago or so, and joined the military, and this is really my first time back. And it's interesting coming back. Mayor Griego, went to school with several of my siblings, so, I remember her when, I was about this big. And, half of my family graduated from Trinidad State College. We had 8 kids, 4 of them graduated from here and went on to do different things. So I've always kind of thought of this place as a region. And I think that's really what we really need to start doing, is not thinking us about, Trinidad, Raton, Walsenburg. We are a region. We are one. We are, home. And there was this imaginary line 11 miles south of here that was drawn 149 years ago that makes us think that, we're different people. We're not. We're all in this together. We need the college. We need the emerging campus. We need all of these things in Raton. And just because there's a line drawn that somebody did, like I said, 149 years ago, we got to ignore that and we got to start thinking together. And, I've been working with the mayor's staff. For example, we have a Department of Transportation grant to look at the Thriving Communities grant. Antis actually wrote that grant for us, but it's Colfax County, Las Animas County, Raton, Trinidad. We are all looking at transportation issues together, whether it's highway, it's rail, it's air. We're looking at all of these things that can connect us. We're looking at, in the next 18 months, Raton will be fully wired with broadband to every single house. And that's going to help us with so many great things that, we could start doing businesses from home. We could start recruiting more businesses from across the nation. Trinidad is the gateway to Colorado. Raton is the gateway to New Mexico. But we're really one big community. And as businesses, we need to start cooperating and working together. We don't want to have a relationship that's been defined by over 100 years of a football rivalry. We are connected communities. We are one region. We are one city. And it's my vision that we need to work together. We need to start coming together. We need to start doing business together. And we need to start doing other things. We need to eliminate poverty. We need to improve traffic. We need to improve commerce. We need to work with Colorado, who's working on light rail, to bring that down into Mexico. We need to use New Mexico's oil and gas resources and whatever it is to help Colorado. We need to start working together and stop thinking about us as being separate communities. We did the first ever Summit of Governments a few months ago. It was in October, and that was really successful because all of us can sit down together and we're talking about all the things that we had in common, whether it was problems like homelessness or poverty, or it was opportunities such as business, the new Interstate 27 coming into Raton. So there's a lot of different things that a lot of us can get together. But, just as Trinidad, created this wonderful business incubator, Raton needs to use it too. And we're trying to figure out how to get these things going, how to start working together, and let's start thinking regionally, and let's all of us move forward together. Because instead of being a city of 8,000 people here, or 6,000 people here, or a couple separate counties, we could be a big powerhouse with a lot more people. And then we'll start getting attention from people in Denver and people in Santa Fe. I don't think it's any coincidence that after we did the Summit of Governments, the governor of New Mexico scheduled a visit to Raton. And she was up here just earlier this week. And she spent an hour with the city, and then she spent 3.5 hours talking to the citizens. I don't think that's any coincidence. I think that, people are starting to look up here, and that this is really an opportunity for both states, for Colorado and New Mexico. I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia Molina. Cynthia is our new economic developer, and she's going to kind of talk about a little of the things, about the little small things that are doing and the larger things. Then after her, we're going to have Ann Tice. Ann Tice is a contractor to the city of Raton, working for a company called Better Cities. Better Cities is helping us vision all of these things that we want to do. And Ann is tied with the film school in El Raton Media Works. But I can tell you, she has helped us in, I don't know how many, maybe $10 million worth of grants in this last year. I mean, it's a lot of money. She's helped us bring in a lot of money, not only helping us write the grants, but telling us we should apply for this, we should not apply for this, we should apply for this. And she's using a lot of her expertise to kind of help us shape this vision. But what I would like for you to do is come visit us in Raton. I will come up here very often to talk to you, but let's start talking. If you have ideas, what we can do together, if you can have ideas of what we can create together, I would like to hear those. And that includes Huerfano County as well. Like I said, half my family was born in Walsenburg, so this is really very near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia right now.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Rick.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Cynthia Molina, and I was not born in the area, and I am utterly committed to this area, which I think says something. I came out of mostly Southern California, Orange County in particular, working on economic development issues there as well as Tampa Bay and some other regions. But what attracted me to this region is first the history and the heart that the area has, and also the fundamentals that I think are necessary to give people the American dream renewed. The American dream renewed. And that was important for me when I was thinking about what region I wanted to support, because in Southern California or in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, or some of the other areas I've been, the American dream is lost. And here, anyone, in my view, with a pioneering spirit, that classic pioneering spirit that was the foundation for this area, can come here and live that dream, live that high quality of life, take chances, be a little rugged at the beginning, and build up a community. And so all the fundamentals are here. What I saw when I was coming in is first the outdoors life, the amazing recreation in the area. It's incredible. And then the beginning of artisan type of work. I was seeing, I think, pickles over there. And that's exactly the kind of innovation or entrepreneurship that can thrive here. And also digital work coming out of Trinidad State, and a really digitally oriented studio, an XR multimedia studio, and film and gaming workforce center coming out of Raton. Those are phenomenal ingredients. It's the ability to not only create outdoor experiences and artisan products, but also to commercialize them using state-of-the-art content, which is really important to have in an era of omni-channel distribution and lots of tech. And we're bringing in broadband at exactly the right time, and having I-27 coming up here, ports to planes. It's an incredible, rich time. I was so delighted when I heard about the cross-border activity that was going on, because as someone coming in from the outside, I could see that. I could see that if you're going to have recreation and you're coming up from Raton, you're going to be in Colorado. And if you're in Colorado, the lure of that whole Colfax County and then down into Angel Fire and Eagle Nest and then down into Santa Fe and Taos, this is a land of enchantment on our side, and I wish I knew the right thing to say about yours. Colorful Colorado on the other side. So it's a colorful, enchanted area. And we have all the makings we need. For me, this is, in a way, a very easy gig to come in here and be the Director of Community and Economic Development, because I know about the broken dreams in other regions. And I also know from Anne, who will be talking about 10 million plus in grants that she was able to bring into the city, I know there are systems for turning around these regions. Systems like making sure we're talking to the right number of startups, making sure we're talking to the right number of existing businesses who need succession planning, making sure we're talking to the right kind of external businesses who need to set down their roots here. Like, there are systems for that. There are systems for figuring out how do we measure our performance if we're a greater chamber? How do we measure our outcomes? How do we measure our impacts? What is it that we're going to be able to do for folks who want to find work, for folks who want to create enterprises, for folks who are trying to exit enterprises? And all the ingredients, in my view, as I said, are here. So it is an honor and a pleasure to be a newbie in your region. My heart and soul are fully dedicated to this area, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you. Anne?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hello, everyone. Well, I think both Rick and Cynthia gave you guys a really great overview of all the wonderful things happening. I, too, have ties here. I just moved to Raton from Denver about 2 years ago. So I moved to Denver after living in New York City for a number of years and just completely fell in love with Colorado and had to move out here. And then during COVID, a lot of things changed, and I got introduced to this region through some of my friends in Denver who moved to Trinidad. And they introduced me to the folks in Raton. And, I've been in media my whole life, and, they were like, there's amazing film incentives in New Mexico. We should really do something right over the border and get some media programs, get some films going in this region. And so I was like, okay, yeah, why not? It's COVID. I can leave a big city, relatively big city, and move to a small area. And I really, fell in love with this region. I think it's great. I love being on the border. Being in Raton the people are very welcoming and warm. And when I came down here, I realized one of the things that was really important is that it's going to be really hard to support a film industry in this area without strong business support and strong businesses to back up that industry. Because when the film industry comes to a region, they need lots of hotel rooms, they need food, they need all kinds of services. They need to get props, they need to get wardrobe, hair, makeup, dry cleaning, all of those things. Those are businesses that are very needed in this region. And so getting this job, working with Better City and working with the City of Raton has been really rewarding, because not only we're able to bolster the economy for the film industry, but also for the betterment of the whole community, education, businesses. So one of the things that I saw, when I first started, was that there was no Chamber of Commerce in Raton. There was nothing holding the businesses together down there or keeping them to communicate, really. Grow Raton, of course, and Raton Main Street are very strong organizations, but they weren't having regular dialogues in the community. So I started this program called the CORE meetings, the CORE Mixers. It stands for Challenges and Opportunities for Raton Entrepreneurs. And we meet monthly, and it's sort of been a helpful substitution for an organization like this that you guys all have, to start talking about topics that are important to businesses and learn how we can improve the businesses, whether it's through marketing or access to information, to business startup, to grants and other kinds of opportunities. So through that, I was able to connect with Pat and my other work that I did with the city. And so it's really great to be here and to see, after almost 2 years trying to help the Raton businesses, that there's another organization over here that we can expand into our region to help our businesses, and that we can feel more like a connected community. Because anything that helps Trinidad is going to also, help Raton and vice versa. So whenever I'm looking for grants or doing anything, thinking about the whole region, and how we can bolster each other together through businesses and education and opportunities. So, I don't know.
So glad you're here.
All I have
So
to say.
glad you're here. No, that's awesome.
All right.
It's awesome. All of them have been instrumental to get here right now. Carlton, please.
Yes, sir.
Carlton is with Huerfano County's.
Economic Development.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Carlton Croft. I am the Director of Economic Development up in Huerfano County. You know, Huerfano County means the orphan, and we're kind of tired of feeling alone. So we're excited about this. I spent 3 years trying to form a partnership with the Pueblo Chamber of Commerce, and they kind of treated me like I was a little brother. And, you keep pushing real hard, but they really didn't have time to come together with us. And I truly believe that the regional approach is very important to all of our success. We've got some bad news when it comes to Huerfano County. We always, or just about always, lead the state in unemployment. Every once in a while, Los Animas County will take our #1 spot or bottom spot, but we need to fix that problem. Our per capita income is always bottom 5 in the state. We've got an aging population and in need of more and more services, but those services are hard to provide when you have such a tax base like we do. We've got a lot of good news too, and I was very excited. Already got a chance to work with Raton on brownfields. Was contacted by guys and got to give my 2 cents worth about what to do and what not to do. I know a little bit more about what not to do. I got an email one Sunday night from the Inspector General of the EPA, and we kind of goofed up. But anyway, we got all through that, and we're doing a brownfield project right now. If you don't know what a brownfield is, it's taking old properties like old coal mines or old buildings that maybe have asbestos, and trying to take those properties, get them cleaned up, and then put them back on the tax rolls as a positive property in the community. We also have a new industrial park, very excited about that. We've got a truck driving school as the anchor tenant, which makes us even more attractive to bring in other business. We're doing housing. One of the things when we're talking to industry about coming to this part of the world is where are the workers going to live? We've got 2 different housing studies that say in Huerfano County, if we built 200 new units tomorrow, they'd be filled immediately. So there is a real need, but we're building 22 houses just outside of Walsenburg. We're working on a 12-unit single-family housing project in La Vida, and we're working on one in Gardner. It's still trying to figure out exactly what that looks like. We've also been successful in broadband. We have a wonderful chair of our Economic Development Board, Lois Bradley, who was the first woman speaker in the state of Colorado for the House there, and she has been instrumental in getting us 3 different grants for broadband. We do have fiber to the house in La Vida and in Cachara. They're still working on Cachara, and we're working for getting the rest of the county like that. One of the things that we had that was a problem was we didn't have very much higher education. We have been able to open a satellite campus for CSU Pueblo in a nursing program, and then we've been working with Dr. Epler to try and bring computer classes and some business classes to Huerfano County. So, yay, we're making progress, and it will help our workforce. and also, again, makes us more attractive to potential industry to move into the county. And as already has been mentioned today, we're now working with the biofuel company. Anybody got a couple $1 million laying around, let me know, because we need some more funds to make that come together. But we're excited about that. We're also working on an expansion for Shea Organics, which is our cosmetic manufacturer over in Werfeno County. And they're going to grow their business because they're doing so well, and we're really excited about that. And then we also have got a business incubator, and we're been working on that for a couple of years now, and hope to have this be a long-term thing. We've got 7 businesses in the retail incubator right now going through our program. We also have a maker space, which is really a lot of fun. It's a very tech centric maker space, and the thing about that is somebody has an idea, we've got the gentleman that runs it can help them with prototypes and things like that. So, you know, we've got some things to overcome, but we're also making some progress. But one of the things that I've thought and I've been in this job about 4.5 years now, is that to have a regional approach and come together as we're attempting to bring new industry to our communities. And I see this Business Alliance Chamber, we'll fight about the name later, but anyway, to come together. So anyway, thanks a lot for your time, and have a good day.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Christine?
I'm so excited to be here. Like Rick, I'm a native of this area. I was also born in Mount San Rafael Hospital, and spent my first 18 years here before going away for 25, where I ran an international business throughout the US and in the UK, and all of our sourcing was done in Southeast Asia. And in the 20 years that I ran that business, I had a lot of reflections back here in terms of what were the values that we experience here of community and hard work and the education that we got here. I played on sports, so that was teamwork, and I brought all those skills with me out into my business world. And then I get to come back and bring them back here. And that's what's so exciting, and that's why I'm really excited to be in the position of Executive Director for Emergent Campus. Emergent Campus is a very exciting venture. We are focused on 3 main things: upskilling for our students and our adults here who are looking for new opportunities, new skills, new ways of making a living, and new opportunities. Oftentimes that forces someone to get out of their comfort zone and learn something new. And what Emergent Campus wants to do is present those types of opportunities to as many people as we can in the region. And it's not just Los Animas County. I've met with the folks from Raton, met with you, Carlton, and Emergent Campus Florence, which we are modeled on, has created a very successful blueprint for this. And we're also connected to Fremont County through all of their contacts as well. Emergent Campus Florence, over the past 6 years, has had a hand in creating up to 120 new jobs in that area. And they've done that through providing new workforce skills for the students in their area, bringing in new businesses and fostering existing businesses in their campus, which is also what we're doing here. Right now, we have 3 startups in our business incubator. We're working with them. They're young. They're just starting out. They have some great skills, and they need some business skills, so we're actively coaching them. We're also going out into the community and working with other businesses who are already established here. What do you need to do to get to the next step? How can we help you? What kind of skills do you need in the people that you are looking to hire? So these are the types of things that we're doing, and we're working with Pat on helping all the businesses in the chamber with their marketing. What are their marketing needs? Maybe they need digital marketing, a website. What are the tech skills that we can bring to our businesses here to help them grow? So this is part of what Emergent Campus is about. And finally, our last role. So we have upskilling, our business support, and then we serve as a convener for the area. Like everyone here has talked about today, we also take a regional approach. And we want to have a broad overview of how we can help everyone. Because when you get a truck driving school in Wilsonburg going, how can we help support that? There's a lot of ancillary businesses. There might be more mechanics that can be trained at Trinidad State. There's a lot of synergies that as these new initiatives in Raton with the film industry, here with our tech focus, and Rhonda will be talking about our advanced manufacturing opportunities that are coming. Together, we're going to be able to work together to help us all succeed. So I think that's all I have to say, besides that I'm very excited about this regional approach, and I think it is strength in numbers, and we have the resources here. We have skills here. We have bright people in this room here, and I know it's going to take trust. We've got to trust each other and know that we have each other's back, and we're all going for the same goal. And I think I'll leave it at that. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine. Appreciate you so much. Dr. Epper, I didn't know if the schools just started. I told everybody earlier that the cafeteria only has about 40 student athletes that are here right now. So it's kind of like pre-season lunchroom. And the earlier folks, I said, now so get your old college kind of head on and just imagine you're a stud or a studette going back to college and eating with other athletes. So we're one of the few here, and Dr. Epper, I appreciate you having time. I knew she was busy. I love you that time.
I appreciate you all being here, and welcome to our campus. Most of the students will be coming back next week, so we'll be fully operational. But it's an exciting year for Trinidad State College. 2025 represents our 100-year anniversary. We were founded in 1925. We were the first community college in the state of Colorado, and we're really proud of our long heritage and our mission of serving this community and serving this region. We have a lot of exciting things planned for the year, starting with our Founders Day in April, which will also be the official grand opening of our new library. Certainly you're all invited to that. We will be opening the doors to the library next week when students return, but we'll have our ribbon cutting and all the ceremonial things for the opening in April. We'll also be celebrating 31 years in Alamosa in June as part of the centennial celebration. And then in August, we'll be having a big alumni gathering and lots of folks here once again to celebrate the centennial anniversary. Another exciting development this year is we are launching our new strategic plan. You can find it on our website at trinidadstate.edu/strategic. And many of you may have participated in this because we held some listening sessions over the last year. The theme of our new strategic plan is driving shared prosperity in our communities. And it's a little bit of a different posture than we've taken in the past. For many years, community colleges considered their mission to be responding to economic development needs and workforce development needs to whatever employers were in the area. We, especially in rural areas, feel that we can also play a role in driving that economic development. And so that's a key part of our strategic plan. And to that end, we've been highly involved in the launch of the Emergent Campus work. We have raised $9.25 million thus far for Emergent Campus. First through an OEDIT grant through the state of Colorado called Opportunity Now, and that's $3.5 million. And Christine has already shared, we're trying to kind of replicate the blueprint that was developed in Fremont County with Emergent Campus. But we also were recently notified that we're being awarded a $5.75 million grant from the U.S. Department of Labor, and that is to further expand Emergent Campus into the San Luis Valley. So we have somewhat of an even larger regional footprint at Trinidad State College because we serve not only Los Animas and Huerfano County, but also the 6 counties of the San Luis Valley, and then unofficially Colfax County and all of northeastern New Mexico as well. But to really attract the attention of funders and state leaders, we had to really kind of conceive this as a larger regional play. So we partnered with Pueblo Community College, Fremont County, Custer County, and sort of built this larger footprint. Somewhat Chaffee County as well, because one of our employer partners for the manufacturing grant is an employer named Verotech, and they manufacture 3D printed houses made of concrete. So that's going to be an exciting partner, and we're looking to see how we can support their workforce needs and potentially bring some of that business further south. And we have 8 employer partners that are part of this grant, in addition to all of the existing partners that we have as part of Emergent Campus. But it's very exciting, a lot of opportunities here in this area. The college has a lot going on with capital funding as well. In the last 5 years, we've raised $48 million in capital funding, which is more than has been raised probably since the 1950s when all of these buildings were built. But we're improving our library, we've improved one of the dorms. We're doing a lot of things that you don't really see infrastructure-wise, like with HVAC and plumbing, and those projects are really expensive but badly needed in our buildings, parking lots, and so forth. And we're undertaking an extensive renovation of our Valley campus in Alamosa as well. So we're really looking forward to the work. We're looking forward to supporting our communities and helping to support the work of this group as well. Happy to answer any questions.
Does anybody have, that's actually a perfect segue. Anybody have any questions for any of our partners?
For you, have you noticed, like other colleges in the state, a pretty decrease in enrollment kind of based on the recession 18 years ago and less children being born then?
Yeah, so, well, it's a complicated picture. All of the community colleges in this state and nationally did experience a pretty significant enrollment drop during COVID. So we all had kind of a big pandemic hiccup with enrollments. Most community colleges have seen that enrollment start to come back. We're back to where we were pre-pandemic, and even a little bit above that now, so that's good news. We do know that there is a demographic cliff on the horizon with fewer high school graduates statewide, and that is why, for us, we we're looking at our student population being not just recent high school graduates, but others in the community who may want to reskill, change careers, develop a new skill. So we serve a variety of constituencies and student groups, and we also have a variety of modalities. So most of our classes have some either hybrid or virtual component. And so that's what we're trying to do, is just to be flexible and be able to pivot and be able to go after new student markets.
Thank you.
We've got about 15 minutes left, and I always like us to start on time and end on time if we can. Dr. Everett, thank you so much. Who thinks that was pretty good stuff? I mean, we've got some momentum going, and again, you look out there, what I kind of referred to before is there's been a lot of folks working for a lot of years to get us to the point where we are right now, and you just met a whole bunch of them there. Some of the things that I see coming out of this, and it won't be a business alliance, coming out of this collective, okay? Take care, thank you so much, is we're gonna try and build up on some of our makers and producers, because they're doing it in Raton. The college is doing that. There's a maker space and some incubators there. And so we have people in our community that are making incredible pickles. Don't buy from the store anymore. You can get them right here from Fisher's Peak's finest. We also have folks that, members that are making, environmentally friendly soaps and detergents and those kind of things. Some that are making balms and healing kinds of stuff. And so one of the things that we see we can do easily, because when I talk to them, they say, Pat, I ask them, how, you're one person, how can you hire 2 more? How can you hire 3? My thinking has always been, rather than one company hiring 200 people, 20 companies hiring 10 people. I think that's really our sweet spot for things. And so it's been like, how does Mike or Stacy or Jackie get more businesses to carry their product? Well, I think we can get retailers over in Eagle Nest and Angel Fire and La Vida and all points in between to maybe get together with their makers and producers, our makers and producers, and Werfeno's makers and producers, and open up that channel for them. And that's not a hard thing to do. Some of the things we can do aren't hard things to do. We have to build trust. In my thinking, it's always been you build trust first, and then you launch whatever it is you're going to do. So if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, we are in that stage right now. I see ourselves, and I've said this before, I see the Trinidad Los Animas Chamber of Commerce and this thing we're creating as a startup that's 143 years old. Okay, we're incubating this change. And so I know a lot of times we save time for folks to share some things. Try and share that on Facebook, ping the Chamber of Commerce. We'll make sure that goes out to our as well. But I want people to be able to get back to work in time. Tom, thank you for doing this. I want to ask Tom, I know a lot of times on the videos you do, people can't comment. And I understand that's, on these ones, this one right here and things, can you turn it on so people can comment?
I got to make sure that I don't turn it on for everything.
Exactly. See if you
Because
can
I
do
don't,
that.
I got that would be a never ending.
I got that, and we may do some other things, but we want comment. We don't own this entity. We don't own this enterprise. We own this enterprise, and our board is very, very intent on making sure that this ends up being a big stakeholder thing rather than just our own initiative. So thanks everybody coming, network a little bit more, meet some folks. Next time sit with somebody else, and appreciate you all. Thanks.